Hello and welcome to Focus Hoops. We're back again with another player interview. This time we are interviewing Nottingham Trent University's brand new, just announced today, signing of Naomi Campbell. Super exciting times for the WNBL and of course for Nottingham Trent University. Can't wait to speak to Naomi. Well, without further ado, let's go. Naomi, thank you so much for joining us on Focus Hoops. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. First time on this show.
I know.
Excited.
Well, obviously you're a player that we've wanted to have on for quite some time, but I don't think it's quite worked. But now, perfect. You're here for a short time. We'll hopefully get you on for a little bit longer in the future. So Nottingham Trent, let's just dive into it. How did this come about?
Well, just very randomly, really. So obviously I'm a Sheffield girl. Team-wise, I actually don't live in Sheffield, which is something people don't know about me. I actually live in Derbyshire, which is somewhere between Sheffield and Nottingham. But obviously I've always grown up in Sheffield, etc. But then obviously Hatters, we had to pull out of WBBL. We were looking to go into Division 2 at that point. But when we'd first pulled out, Louise, the coach at Trent, messaged me just to say, sorry to hear about the news or whatever, and was actually offering to help because they have a few Americans and things, and obviously they can't all play in Division 1, but they play for the university team, and if we were trying to save money, etc., would we be interested in getting one of those to come up? So I was actually trying to help out, and then kind of as a tag along in the conversation, just in passing, she said, no, obviously, if you need a run out, you're always welcome to come down and train. So nothing really happened because I was planning to play like for our Division 2 team in Hatters and kind of just rebuild, ready for WBBL coming back, hopefully next year. And then the government obviously did the whole elite only thing and it was done at that point. So literally that came out on the Thursday. I messaged Louise on the Thursday night and said, is that offer of coming down to train still there? And so literally last week, I rocked up to practice and the girls were all really welcoming. And then very quickly, I signed on the dotted line and all of a sudden today, the announcement's out, ready for our first season opener tomorrow. So yes, very quick turnaround, but basically it came about via me. I've known Louise from playing days back when she was playing. I played against her as a junior, so I've known of her and Phil for a while, and then obviously they moved up north and things. So just the basketball world connections came to save the day.
Yeah, it is a very, very small world, British basketball at times, isn't it? But it's always good to know people. And what a great contact to have, Louise Waghorn, just able to pluck you out of the blue there.
Yes, definitely. And like I say, the girls have all been lovely because they must have got the text in a group chat or whatever saying, just so you know, Naomi's coming to training tonight or whatever. But no, they've been really welcoming and really supportive. So just the car mileage this season's probably going to feel it a little bit.
I mean, there's good public transport links between Nottingham and Derby, if need be, I suppose.
Yes, no, I'm all about the efficiency.
That's fair
Convenience enough.
First. 100%. With Nottingham Trent last year, I know with their Bucks team, they had a couple of, like you've said, a couple of Americans, they had a couple of WBBL players. I know they had a couple of Wildcats players playing their National League in their Bucks system, not National League. So how do you think that you are going to slot into this team and make an impact? Obviously, they're used to playing with WBBL caliber players. Arguably, a couple of NTU National League team certainly are of that standard anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, a lot of the girls have played at that level and coming through, obviously. I remember, well, I won't say I played against them. I watched them play or had his teams for like when they played for Wildcats as juniors and things like that. So they've all had experience at playing at a top level, national team experience, things like that. And the great thing is the thing they've all got, which I haven't, is youth and speed on their side still. So it's great. So they do all that bit, and I'll just come in, get a few rebounds, and redefine what a trailer looks like. So no, obviously it's still early stages in terms of finding where I exactly fit into the team. Equally, in terms of, like you say, the difference from WBBL to WNBL is that the amount of height there is limited. I was quite surprised to walk in and to be one of the tallest. I was like, oh, guess I'm going to be back to basket a little bit. But again, the standard of the WNBL, from what I've seen of it, there's some really good talent coming up from the youngsters. And it's quite pretty fast paced. So I was watching some of the games last weekend and thinking, these girls don't look like they've had 6 months off. So no, like I say, in terms of actually finding my role in the team, that'll obviously take a little bit of time. But just in terms of experience and IQ and understanding of the game, obviously they've been training together since kind of pre-season, and they've got all their offenses or whatever. And all of a sudden we're practicing them this week and they're just calling out random numbers. And I'm like, but picking it up as I go, and because I haven't really got much choice. But no, that's where having some basketball IQ and a bit of experience is definitely helping me, because there's only so many plays and sets you can run. They all have to go into the same actions and things. So it's just kind of nice getting into the flow and recognizing what certain players like to do and where they want the ball and when and things like that. So but I'm sure they'll tell me if I don't do it right.
Yeah, I don't think they're very backward in coming forward as a group, and of course Louise isn't, certainly. What excites you about this roster? Sorry, I'm looking off camera now. I'm just looking at the roster list. So, what excites you about this roster, this core?
There's some real scorers in there. There's some potential for people to go off. There's times even when we're like scrimmaging in practice, all of a sudden someone just heats up and it's like, oh, they got hot real quick. So that's exciting. So that we've got scoring across the board as well. Like I've not come in and thought, oh, well, they're or scorer there or defensive player or whatever. It's, oh, all these girls all want the ball in their hands and are all gonna go to work when it's their time, kind of thing. So that's really exciting. I don't think it's a team where we're going to have a kind of a small group of stars, really. It's like I say, rotation wise and things, getting in and out of the game off the bench, I think it's going to be really, really good for the team, because we don't get much weaker as people are going to come in and out of the game. The strength of the squad is on the court is going to remain, and I think that's going to help keep up tempo. And like I say, when people are hot, they can stay in the game, and other people will have their chance to come in. So that's really exciting. There's quite a lot of it, like perimeter threats. I'm identifying those for shooting partners. I'm like, oh, I'll rebound for you because you're not going to miss much. So yeah, no, that's the thing that I think excites me the most is there's not a single person whose hands I wouldn't want the ball in down the stretch, which is not very common in a lot of teams. You've always got those go-to people, but everyone is confident in knowing they got the green light and when they've got the green light. So yeah, definitely exciting.
So I'm just looking at their roster. Is it a case of we're going to see the Campbell Gray real double team, the big two? Like, think about the NBA now. They've gone to the big two. The big three, those days are gone. Campbell, Gray, Campbell, Ashton, Campbell, Guerrero. I'm a big fan of Inez Guerrero. I love the way she plays. I mean, is this what we're going to be seeing this year?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I need to get ready for Inez and Bray's passes. They be thinking I'm 2 foot tall too. And I'm like, whoa, what are you passing down there for? Coming from nowhere really quickly. But yes, no, like I say, that they're beginning to work out how I move as well. But so I think a lot of it, like I say, coming from the guard spot, I think the guards will find me. But equally, I think I'll be finding them out on the perimeter a lot. It's quite nice that they're ready. So if I kick it back out, they're going to do something. They don't just stand and watch, which is often a bit of a thing you can find if you're in the post. So yeah, I think there could be some highlights coming your way soon.
Oh, perfect! I'm excited for that. In terms of size, where are you with this team? Are you the tallest member of this team?
I think Izzy might be taller than me. She's definitely stronger than me. I've only been there like a week, and I'm already covered in bruises. But so yeah, she's a tough player to guard for anyone. So she's, like I say, she's just a body in there, rebounding, getting on those boards. But yes, after that, I think I'm the next tallest.
Okay, interesting. So how have you spoken with Louise, Coach Waghorn, about your role on the team? What spot you're likely to play, and how many, not necessarily how many minutes, but like how involved will you be from the jump tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we had quite a bit of a chat. Literally the first day I went down to practice, just to get a bit of a feel for the team and obviously how their preparation had been going so far. With me coming in at such a late stage and things like that. And she's very much adamant of kind of take the right options, really. So, like I say, I think I will be inside quite a lot when there's mismatches, but equally, I have a tendency to quite like it on the 3-point line these days, and there's been nothing said against that so far. So, that's quite nice. Because again, it just opens up the middle a little bit more rather than having a permanent big in there. It gives us scope to play kind of more open play, 5 out, just from transition, which I think is going to be good for us when we're running with the ball. And then in terms of minutes, like I said, I think it'll end up being pretty spread across the board, because we can, and 2, because we've had 6 months off. So
yeah,
I think actually everyone coming in and out is going to be the most successful way of us playing, really. There shouldn't be anyone on court that's feeling like they need to coast. They should be able to just come in and out, and while they're in, give 100%, take that little bit of time out, and go back in again. So I think minutes wise, it'll be pretty well distributed across the board.
In terms of leadership, obviously, were you captain or co-captain at Sheffield?
Yeah. So at the minute, I'm just coming in and doing as I'm told. I mean, obviously, in a basketball context, in practice and things, if I say something, I think the girls kind of respect that, why I'm saying things or whatever, and my delivery is not in an unpleasant way ever or whatever. Like, it's always in a supportive way. But actually, at the minute, I'm still asking lots of questions, because just because I would do something a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that's how the team's going to do it. So I think naturally on court, obviously, they'll look to me as a safe pair of hands in times when they need it. But amongst the group, there's so many natural leaders. Obviously, in Vicky Gray with captain and things, and the guards are really quite good at getting us sorted and into running our sets and things like that. So it's quite nice that there's not been a need for me to come in and be that role at the minute. I can just come in and just play, fit in around them, and like I say, the odd thing in terms of tactics and looking at options that we perhaps should have taken and things. At the minute, I'm just quiet word in ears rather than taking it as a big role. So,
are you enjoying that aspect of things, of just basically just being able to come in and just play your game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, no one's played in a long time, and I've not played in an even longer time.
True. Yeah.
So actually, at the minute, it's just nice being able to get on there and just get back into playing basketball. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't always go as my brain thinks it's going to go, but it has definitely been nice to just be able to go in and relax and play some good team basketball.
Yeah, how long has it been since you last played?
Well, it's pretty much since I won the cup with Hatters, which was in January 2019, so about 21 months. I think I played a
So
couple of games after that final, and then my knee said nope. So I had
how's
surgery again last April,
okay?
and then I've been rehabbing ever since.
So coming back better than ever?
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
minus the knee. No, I mean the knee's not in a great place, if I'm perfectly honest.
yeah,
I've literally been seeing the consultant again today. There's just arthritis at the age of 29, so it's just about managing it as best I can now. So, while ever I'm wanting to play, there's a couple of options in the pipeline that I'm not really very keen on. Involve going under the knife again, but after 2 surgeries, I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe just play and strengthen and get into some kind of shape again, because obviously that's what you lose with being out for so long. Obviously, after the first kind of year, well, 18 months, the first time I came back, I only played for about 4 months and then had another 20 months out. So I can't say my body's been in the greatest of shapes. So I'm just excited to get out and be able to kind of work on that and be on court, and hopefully the knee's not gonna hold me back too much.
Well, we're really excited to see you back out on the floor and playing National League basketball with Nottingham Trent University. One of, and I mean this quite seriously, one of my favourite teams to watch. I for some reason seem to see them a lot in the year compared to the rest of the league. So, and on my birthday this year, you guys are coming down to Anglia Ruskin. So happy birthday to me.
Really?
Yeah, so I'll be able to commentate, hopefully, fingers crossed, commentate you guys in January.
We'll have to give you a COVID safe birthday cake.
Hey, who are you guys playing this weekend?
Barking. Yeah,
Okay.
we've got Barking tomorrow. So obviously, I think they had a bit of a rough result last weekend, but they came up against a good side. So yes, they've got even more youth and speed on their side.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. Not, but no, I think I know the girls in particular. They've had kind of 2 weekends of seeing other teams play, and we've not played yet. So I know we're just all really ready to get out there and to go enjoy it and play some good basketball.
Yeah. How does that feel? Like, so you've known or you've had it in your head that you're going to join this team over the last few weeks. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's all come together very quickly, and you're watching the other teams play, and like you said, watching last week, and you've seen Team of the Week being dished out, etc. How does that feel, knowing that it's there, it's close?
It doesn't quite seem real. Like, we've all been saying in practice this week, like, we didn't want to get too excited because the weekend still here. Like, I think we're still all waiting till midday tomorrow or whatever, till everyone comes in and it's actually happening. But it's just so exciting. I mean, last weekend it was great because a lot of the games we were able to watch, or at least bits of. So it's really the teams are getting streaming things sorted. So there was that kind of that buzz around the league, and that actually it is happening. We are going to be playing again this season. And then, like I say, just excited to see how competitive all the teams are looking. And I think there's going to be some really good matchups this season. And I know we're all very, very excited just to get going with it now. Felt a bit left out last weekend not having one. But like I say, now that it's our turn, I think we're definitely going to have to go out there and just set the tone a little bit for the start of our season.
Ooh, I like that. So what is the team goal for this year?
To win everything.
Win the league? Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to. Yeah, no, I think that's always the aim. And I think, like I say, there's a couple of teams we've particularly got an eye on who we know tough competitors right at the top. But like I say, all the girls have got that winning fire in their bellies. Like even in practice, whichever team you're on, when we're playing against each other, like when we're keeping score, you better know there's going to be some hard fouls on the last play if it means they're going to lose or whatever. So, but I love that competitive nature. You can teach skills, but you've got to have that drive and passion inside you, and that's what the girls have got kind of in bundles. So yeah, definitely excited to see them on game day.
And for you personally, what individual goals do you have for this season?
To make your team of the week. At least once. That's my aim. To have enough. Well, no, let me not say stats. Enough positive stats to make your team, because we already know there might be a couple of turnovers and fouls going on too. But yes, no. I just think for me, all jokes aside, I think my goal is to go out there and to kind of find my game again a little bit. Obviously, I haven't been out for so long. I think at the minute my games had to adjust naturally due to injury and things and time out, lack of speed, etc. And so adjusting to how I now play compared to how I used to play, but then equally making sure that that's as impactful for the team as it can be in whatever dimension that, or however that shapes as time goes on. Because I think that's the thing with me coming in is, like I say, they can put me inside, they can play me outside. I will do whatever they ask me to, apart from be point guard.
Okay. All right. It's good to know. Thank you very much. In terms of Team of the Week, there was at least 2 debutants making Team of the Week this week just gone. So just no pressure at all. Just saying. Just
got it. On week 1 as well. I was at least giving myself the first few weeks.
I mean, I'm just
thinking by the time December comes round.
All right. Well, Naomi Campbell, I think that's everything that we wanted to ask you. Is there anything that you would like to tell the world?
Just look out for the link. Trent TV tomorrow. Tune in at 4 p.m. and watch Nottingham Trent basketball. It's going to be an exciting one.
All right, Naomi Campbell, thank you so much for joining us on Focus Hoops. Just talking about this really exciting new stage in your career, and who knows, next year back in the WBBL, fingers crossed. Huge thank you for joining us. Are you one for social media? Could people follow you on social media if they wish?
Yeah, on Instagram, Naomi_NI13. Although I'm not playing 13 this year, so maybe I need to change all my tags. That could be an issue. But yes, over on Instagram.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, thank you at home, wherever you are watching this. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you do me a favor, if possible, if you enjoy this interview, hit like, hit subscribe. It really helps us out here, giving you the best coverage of women's, men's basketball that we can. Thanks so much for joining us. Thank you for watching, and we'll speak to you very soon.